Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Eye of Wisdom, where knowledge becomes the wisdom of understanding. And so today we are going to be looking at a very important subject. We are going to be talking about struggle, and then we are going to be asking these questions. Why are we struggling? What are we struggling to achieve, and who are we struggling for? Please, guys, tell me what you think. I want your honest view and your honest opinion about this very important subject because every day we keep struggling, but we do not know why we struggle. Sometimes people more or less like they try to relate something with their struggle so that it could motivate them, but at the end of the day, that thing becomes pointless because you're going to leave that in one day. And so let's keep asking ourselves this very question: why do we struggle? Some people struggle just to live a good life. Some people struggle to do many things. And so you understand, we struggle to survive. Like, we live in a society where if you do not struggle, you can't survive. If you do not struggle, you can't eat. If you do not struggle, there are things that you can't do. Someone said to me that money brings happiness, but I said to him, no. Money doesn't bring happiness. I think money makes you relieved, from the pressure the society has bestowed on you. And because of that pressure, just let's say, for instance, you go to a hospital and then you ask to bring 1.5 million, you do not have 1.5 million, and then someone sends you 1.5 million, and then you are like, oh, you understand? It's not joy, it's not happiness, you're just being relieved, because of the pressure. Because without money, one can't survive. And so, but then again, please, guys, tell me what you think, because I do not understand. I want to know. And so, we all have our own definition of struggle. You might have your own definition of struggle, because everybody, being a musician, you might have your own different way of struggling. Being a writer, you have your own different, definition of struggle. And so at the end of the day, sometimes our struggle is just pointless. In fact, every time our struggle is pointless. So guys, tell me what you think. Give me your own honest opinion, because I do not know, because I want to know. Someone said to me the other time that I was useless because I do not have money. So it's understandable, and I did not actually have this argument with the person because, a part of me felt like, okay, this person was actually right because of the way the society is. And so we are going to talk about that in my next video, how useless, I am because I'm broke, I do not have money. And so that's just the way it is. That's just the way our society is. When you do not have money, you're useless. But then again, what would you have me do? Well, we're going to talk more about that in my next video. But guys, tell me, why do we struggle? Please share this so that people can repost and give their honest opinion.